Hello and welcome to the first tutorial of how to use your WordPress site. This will be a little tutorial on a tour of where things are and how to use the Nivo slider, the homepage slider here. First thing you want to do is open up your website in a browser, and up here in the URL, in order to log in, you want to type in the words after the slash. You want to type in wp-admin and hit enter or return. And then it'll take you to the little login page here where you'll type in your username and your password. If you want it to always remember you when you go to your website, you just hit the Remember Me button and say login. And then this will take you to the dashboard. It'll pop up these little tool tips whenever there's a new feature that's come in. You can always just dismiss those. Has some information on how to customize your site and some statistics and things here. But the meat of it is this left menu over here, where you'll find all of the different information. Posts are the different places where you will post about either new activities that you're doing or specific artwork. You'll think of a post as kind of something that's a unique thing that you're adding to your website. We'll get into details about how to deal with posts in a minute. Another place to look over here is the Pages link. These are all the different pages of your website, and this is where you can edit them. Under Appearance menu, there's some places to update your menus and the widgets. Widgets are tools that WordPress adds for you to add things like calendars or different kinds of menus or lists. Menus are where you would update any menu changes. Right now, this is how the menu is worded. If you wanted to change the wording of any of that, you can just select each piece and edit the navigation menu here, or you can edit the name of the post in which it is referring to. Either way, it makes this change for you. If you want to rearrange how the menu is, it's very easy. You just grab the icon you want and you just move it around. If you want them to nest together, let's say you wanted to add a subcategory under craft pieces of garden art for some reason, see how I just moved it slightly to the side, and so now it is showing you that that is craft pieces is now nested under the category garden art. If I want to move it back, I just move it back. Make sure that anytime that you make a change on any page that you hit the Save button or the Update button. It's important to remember that in WordPress it is a web browser, so before you leave that page you need to tell it that all the changes that you made on that page are ones that you want to commit to. So you always want to hit the Save button. Okay, we're going to move on here to what we're really excited about, which is the Nivo slider. This is the homepage slideshow. So you can see it right here as the homepage slideshow, and you want to edit that. Here are the 4 images that are currently in your slideshow. One thing that's important to remember is that the slideshow, this slideshow in particular, is using a little media player that really prefers to have all the images the same size, in that it looks much better. It will play all the images in a little player window. So if you put a vertical image, for instance, inside this little slideshow, it will show up, but it'll crop it to fit inside that window, and it won't necessarily fill the whole window. So it'll be important for you to decide which images you want to put in your homepage slideshow and make sure that they're all the same size. Right now, down here at the slider size, you can see that I've determined that the best width for your homepage right now is 840 pixels by 630 pixels high, so 840 wide by 630 high. You don't have to make your images exactly that width, but they should be that width or larger. It will crop it accordingly, but you kind of want to play within that aspect ratio pretty closely. in order to get it to work. If you want to change, for instance, to have them all be vertical, you can just change this size here to be whatever the aspect ratio you want to do. But let's talk about how to add new photos. So let's say you've figured out which photos you want to use and you've made them the same size. And so then we want to go to Select Files here. And I want to find the file on my computer. And let's look at this one. And after I select it, you can select multiple at a time. You want to hit Upload Files. So it'll upload it here in a second. Really, it will upload it in a second. There it goes. And so there's the image. If I want to rearrange the order, all I have to do is grab it and move it over, and it'll rearrange the order in which they show up here. If I want to edit it, all I have to do is hit this little pencil mark here, and then I can add the title or the caption, and this will show up under the photo in that little box. So let's say I want to make this be a link to the craft art section of your website, your craft art gallery. So let's call it craft art gallery. So then this section down here, the image link, is where you'd put in the full address of where you want where you want the user to go when they click on that picture. It's kind of hard to just remember how to type that in, all the HTTPs, backslashes, whatever. It's just really easy to copy paste it. So I'm just going to bail out of this for a second. I'm going to hit Save Changes, and I'm going to go get that information. So an easy way to do that is to go up here to your menu bar, and there's a quick link to take you to your home page. But I don't want to leave this page. I want to open a new tab so that I can bounce back and forth between the website. So I'm just going to right-click on this link up here, and I'm going to open the link in a new tab. So now you can see in my browser, and if you're using Mozilla or Explorer or something, it might look a little different, but you should be able to have multiple tabs or windows open, so I can go from here's Treasure Mosaics homepage, then here's the page I'm working on, the slider editing. It makes it easier than having to bounce back and forth between going to your slideshow and then editing it, copying it, and going back. Anyway, so here I am on the home page, and I'm going to decide that I want to go to this craft pieces, and I'm going to make, this is the link that I want up here. So I want to just highlight this whole thing. I want to go up here to the edit menu and hit copy, or you can use your keyboard shortcuts if you prefer. I'm going to bounce back to the tab where I'm editing the slider, and I'm going to hit the pencil, and it remembered that I wanted it to be the craft art gallery, and now I'm just going to paste that in here. You can use the menu or the keyboard shortcut. I'm going to save those changes. So now that I've done that, I really also want to hit update on the entire page. So I've saved the change on that particular photo, but I want to also update the entire menu so that it knows that I'm happy with all these edits and I want to move on. So I'm going to jump back over here, and I can just hit the link or the home button here to go to your home page, and it should be, ding, there it is, the next slide, and here's our link there. Oh, I want to go back and if I click on it, it takes me to the craft pieces gallery. So I think that's all you need to know about how to use the Nivo homepage slider. Next we'll have some tutorials on how to make pages and posts. See you then.